Good afternoon. Cost of borrowing are directly attributable to the acquisition, construction, or production of a qualifying asset. Form, form part of the cost of that asset. Other borrowing costs are recognized as an expense. Borrowing costs are interest and other costs that an entity incurs connection with the borrowing of funds, particularly when the costs of acquisition, construction, or production are funded by entities. General borrowings. So the cost of borrowing, it means for me that it's it's just the total interest that you have been borrowed for the for your qualifying asset. Examples are interest discount on issuance of loan, note or debenture, premium on redemption of loan, debenture, any interest costs included in finance lease, interest on overdraft, any issuance costs on loan instruments. So there are two types of borrowing. So the first one is general borrowing. Excuse me. Means that all borrowing other than borrowing made specifically for the purpose of obtaining a qualifying asset to be taken into account when calculating the capitalization rate. The next one is specific borrowing. The loan which is specifically borrowed for the construction or acquisition of a qualifying assets only. So sa general borrowing, diri nga pacing or nga diri nga situation, diri ka mag-build pagibali og qualifying asset or mga building ana. Diya pa nga or ma-obtain kag asset by just borrowing. So sa specific borrowing ang difference nila is sa general borrowing is sa specific borrowing na nakibali asset niyo, but you borrowed money because you intend bitaw nga ma-improve nimo ang imong qualifying asset. Just for the sake nga ma-improve imong qualifying asset, mong borrow kag money. So to continue, qualifying asset. Ay nakuwang siya. Wait. So muna siya. Ang next nga discuss na ko is the qualifying asset. So kuan na siya. So nawala mo siya sa kuan, ako na lang gikuan diri. So a qualifying asset is an asset that takes a substantial period to get ready for its intended use or sale. So examples sa mga examples of qualifying assets are office buildings, hospitals, infrastructure assets such as roads, bridges, power generation or facilities. And base example bitaw ani is if you notice bitaw kanang mga buildings bitaw nga kanang sa mga kasagaran gid mga government facilities na gid sila intended nga oras or it's actually the time to build the project. So now if you're wondering what is the best bitaw example for this qualified asset, so if you notice bitaw kasagaran sa mga building or mga government facilities na kasagaran sila nga intended nga time bitaw kasagaran yun. So as I said earlier nga an asset that takes a substantial period of time. So when we say substantial period, it takes a year to get ready for its intended use. So ang example na bitaw kanang mahimo bitaw kasagaran ng mga government projects. Ang ginahimo nila kanang mga bitaw buildings nga na sila intended nga time. So mga butang sila time nga year or year kay man mamatong time nga gatag. So mao na siyang base example sa mga sa qualifying asset.